I'm so thrilled that you've come to know Christ and that you love him and that you have a beautiful bride and a beautiful son. How good is the
Xavier,
Lord?
yeah, he's so good. He blessed us with another one.
Did he?
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. We're gonna
don't stop.
Irish twins. Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. I think I told you earlier, I was baptized when I was like 8, and it just happened. And when I look back, I was thinking about this last night, getting ready to come here, and I look back at my life, and there's so many moments where I should be dead or in jail, or in a, you know, having a kid with a woman that I shouldn't be. Yet Christ was protecting me all those times to get to this place where, you know, I've been in situations where I've had 2 abortions.
Oh, you have paid for a girl.
I paid for one, and then one girl I didn't know she did it, but I found out after. And
oh, brother.
And I think about those kids. Thank you, because I think about those kids now. And I hit a point, and Pastor Rob told me this. He goes, you know, he says your sins. He forgets your sins as far from the east from the west, and that he's forgiven you. And I've always wanted a boy. Of course, I always wanted a son. And I always said I would name my first son Xavier. And I got to a place before I met Charlotte that I was okay with never having a family like that, because I was like, you know, I accepted what I did, you know, probably spit in God's face. And I just seen, like, he gave me a son. And 30 days after Xavier was born, a name that I had ever since I was 10 years old, that I was going to name my first son Xavier. I get the job offer with Daily Wire, and we're able to buy a home. And Xavier means new house. And I'm like, I'm looking back at 10 years old me holding on to this name all the way to this point, and I'm like, God knew. He knew. Even when I was like, I get it. Anytime I've ever got arrested, I'm like, oh, you got me. You know, not like, no, I didn't do it. You know, unless, except for the J6 stuff, which was like, wait, what are you guys doing? But everything else was like, yeah, you got me. And I accepted that. But I do think about that. You know, both kids. One would be at least 22 now. And, you know, I've always loved kids. Love my godsons to death. And first job was babysitting. And the fact that he's given me this child and now another one on the way, I don't deserve it.
No, you don't.
And it's just...
But it's almost like that's not the point.
That's not the point, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Which blows my mind. I was like, I didn't earn this.
Yeah, I'm the same thing. I'm like, I'm a wretch. Yeah. I'm an absolute wretch.
Terrible.
And it's like our blessed Lord's like, I was aware of this.
That's why.
I also love you deeper than your wretchedness.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
which is, it's that part of me I still... I don't quite understand, but I get it, if that makes sense. I don't understand how he can still, but I get that he does, because that's what he said he's going to do. So so that's one of the things that I find that is at least a saving grace, that he's made me in a way where it's like, well, if he said it, and he said it. Whether I understand that how it works, that's one thing I started throwing away. I don't need to understand how it works. Right. He said it, so I'll trust him. Yeah. And when the more I've trusted him, the more the things that in a life that I've always looked to live is come true. And it's like, wow, okay. Working with Daily Wire, that's cool. I used to watch these guys from a distance. Now I'm like in the house and in a house and in a beautiful neighborhood with my son, who's just flourishing. And now we have another kid on the way. And I was going to name the first son. I'd name first son Xavier, and I was always going to name the second son Logan. Now, full disclosure, it's because I've been a big X-Men fan my whole life.
But I gave my wife a much more spiritual reason, and she bought it.
No, I told her the truth. Okay. She was like, oh, okay, it's cool. She actually said like this. We went and saw the Deadpool Wolverine movie, which it's extremely godless. But the Wolverine portion of it was Wolverine. And we were leaving the theater. She looked at me and she goes, I see why you want to name your kid Logan. I was like, you get it. You get me. So we'll see. We think she had a dream it was a girl, and then she was pregnant, woke up the next day and took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. So it's probably going to be a girl. But if it is a boy, Logan.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.